Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse drops bombshell about the Clarity Act in the United States. Before we get into Brad Garlinghouse's words about the Clarity Act, let's see what the US Senate is cooking about regulation and digital assets.
For years under the Biden administration, regulation of digital asset markets took the form of regulation by enforcement. Instead of clear rules, businesses, builders, and investors were left with confusion, subpoenas, and lawsuits. And instead of innovation growing here at home, much of it was pushed overseas. That approach failed. It failed investors who deserve transparency and protection. It failed entrepreneurs trying to build the next generation of American companies. And it failed our country at a time when global competitors are racing to lead in financial innovation. Congress is now doing its job as well, working in partnership with the SEC. The Senate version of the Clarity Act is about establishing clear rules of the road for digital assets. It defines responsibilities for regulators, protects investors, and gives businesses the certainty they need to innovate in the United States while keeping consumer protection paramount. Make no mistake, digital asset innovation will happen here at home in places like Greenville, South Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia, or Cary, North Carolina, not abroad anymore.
At this point, remains clear that the Clarity Act and the Genius Act are about to revolutionize the way digital assets are seen in the United States. However, here is what everyone is missing out about the Clarity Act. This is not only about regulation and protecting you. This is about to wipe out 99% of the crypto industry. This is about setting rules so complex and punitive that only giant financial enterprises well connected like Ripple can survive. This is good news for XRP holders, bad news for crypto investors. And Ripple is no longer on victims mode. XRP went through the trouble first. Ripple has just entered Caesar mode. They no longer fear regulation, they embrace and celebrate it. This will absolutely clear out the competition. Only a few digital assets are about to survive the regulatory scrutiny. There has been a major bombshell about the deadline for the Clarity Act to be approved in the United States, and that comes straight from Brad Garlinghouse.
I think we're going to get it back on track. I'll give it 75% that by the end of April, this is not just back on track, but very close to getting signed.
By the end of April, crypto regulation is literally around the corner. And let me tell you my honest thoughts. The Clarity Act is not here to serve you. The Genius Act is not here to serve you. This is about a currency reset. So if you're a crypto holder and you hold projects that have no intrinsic value, sorry to disappoint you, but I truly believe the Clarity Act is going to punish your portfolio. The 4-year crypto cycle is fundamentally over. Only giant enterprises aligned with policymakers are going to thrive in this crypto industry. And when you think about it, it's actually sad, because most digital assets are sitting currently below bear market prices, and unlike in the other cycles, most of those coins will never recover. So fundamentally, I think this is good news for us, XRP holders, and a few other digital assets in the crypto space. HBAR Hedera is one of them that's performing extremely well. It's no coincidence there has been a major spot ETF for HBAR. Financial institutions know where the money is flowing. This is not a financial advice, but I truly believe HBAR is currently undervalued. I don't think we're going to see Hedera trading at those prices for a long time. And your protection against the currency resets, that's actually owning hard assets just like precious metals, gold and silver, and most importantly, digital assets that's missing out. The Genius Act is paving the way for a catastrophic scenario that will happen with stablecoins. And once stablecoin issuers starts dumping US treasuries to pay for their liabilities, there will be economical chaos triggered by stablecoin issuers. One of them is going to be Tether. They are allowing stablecoins to prop up the US Treasuries markets. This is a clear sign that XRP adoption is around the corner. They are preparing the scenario, a currency reset is on the horizon, and by default, XRP is a liquidity provider for financial institutions. It's the one asset that comes out on top when there is a liquidity crisis. So if you hold XRP, I truly believe 2026 will be a very interesting year. Let me know what you think about Brad Garlinghouse predictions for 2026. More specifically, do you believe the Clarity Act is going to get approved before the end of April? And if you want to trade crypto without KYC, I'm going to drop a link in the description of this video for BitUnix exchange. You can trade and withdraw up to $500,000 per day without KYC. If you made this to the end, let me know in the comments. I want to know who are the real ones. I'm going to see you in the next video.
Would returning to gold standard help the U.S. economy? Can you talk a little about your thoughts on that?
Well, I would say I don't see it so much as returning, but more of a back to the future.
Okay.
I think that what a gold standard stands for is monetary discipline for its own sake. That is, if money is supposed to be a unit of account and a reliable measure and a dependable store of value, it really shouldn't be subject to who's the chairman of the Federal Reserve. And I think that money needs to be stable and provide the foundation for productive economic growth. And when money is just a variable that financial markets toss around, or it's part of a derivatives formula, or it's part of someone speculating on currencies, it's not serving the private sector in the sense of providing that reliable unit of account so you can make plans. And under a gold standard, you did have that stability, and I think that's what's missing. And so I like the idea of a gold standard. I mean, it could be used in a very cryptocurrency way. The point is, do you have a unified money system so that when you talk about the international marketplace, everyone is playing on a level monetary playing field? And it's very important to have a rules-based approach. And that's why I'm advocating that we need to look at the virtues of a gold standard and try to come up with something much closer to matching those. And then I think we would have more solid economic growth.